So much of our work, like when you look from the outside, it looks like, oh wow, oh my gosh. And they don't know, like, it's little, simple, silly pieces. But when you put them together, it looks like, yeah.
It works, ne?
But when you work in the industry, you're just like, just clap your hands. It's the same thing. Like we can make it work.
Do you know the craziest thing for me about working in the industry is having someone from outside the industry experience what we go through,
Yeah.
and they see how much patience we have for all the moving parts. And then after like a long day of shooting, there's like, yo, bruh, I don't think I'd be able to work like that.
Really?
Yeah, because number one, the hurry up and wait,
Yeah.
getting in positions. Oh no, the light is not right. The cinematographer is not happy with the picture, so we need to make sure. Oh, sound has issues, and then it's like, and you still need to show up. Yeah, that's why I always
With
say,
your attitude in check.
yeah, and I always say, not everyone is built for the camera. Not everyone is built to be on a set. Not everyone is like we like. I think as human beings, we like anything that's on a pedestal because our work puts us on a pedestal.
Yeah.
People view it and say, I see myself there.
Yeah, but
The nitty gritties, and that's why we don't talk about behind the scenes stuff, because it's actually quite boring and repetitive.
Yeah.
And can be anxiety filled based on where you are mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to start this interview like that, but
Nuh-huh.
it's not an interview.
But it is what it is. Like,
It's
this
not
is
an
the reality
interview.
view.
Nunu, how are you, girl?
I'm okay now.
What was happening?
I've been traveling and working for 5 months, dude, and I was already burnt out less than halfway. And I could see that I was burnt out, but I didn't have a choice because I had commitments. I had to continue.
Sure.
So then I just had I think I had like a slight depression because of my knowing that you're showing up, you're trying to show up, you're doing all of things, but you're actually finished already, dude. And I was only halfway through, and that made me really sad. So I'm grateful that I have a moment now just to collect myself and enjoy myself, because so much of work is giving and giving and giving, and you have to be there and do this and give that, and I'm just like, yo, I need a minute, eh? I'm like, I need a minute, eh? Like 1 + 1 does not equal 2 anymore. No, like I recognize, and I was just like, I need a chill. I need to wake up, drink tea, and put nonsense on the TV and not even watch.
Yes.
And just sit and think, dude. Just like take a break. Jeez.
Sure.
Yeah.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the production break, and we are back with a bang. I'm hanging out with the one and only Nqobile Nunu KH. She's my first of many guests who are going to hit us with some real chats. And I like how she started. She's been burnt out, semi-depressed. Now she's got time to sit back, sip on some tea. There's no whiskey in that, by the way. And reflect on what the year 2023, 2024, and the future looks like. We started our year in an interesting way. I was doing something really amazing. And just for you watching, let me just give you some context. I was working on a TV show, and it was a little bit different to this podcast, right? Invested my money, invested my time, called my friends to come and show up. You're one of my friends who came through and showed up. We shot the thing. We had a beautiful time. Yeah. And unfortunately, crime in South Africa, I guess, let's call it a wake-up call, or maybe the reality of crime in South Africa slapped the production. They stole the equipment, including the footage that we had. So we are back here, and for the life of me, I was trying to remember the things that we spoke about. And I was like, it's not going to be the same.
No.
It's not going to be the same.
Because we're in different places personally as well. Yeah. It's not going to be the same, but it's still going to be a good time. I mean,
so just coming off that, I want to say thank you so much for always availing yourself. and willing to sit next to me and have a chat and look at me in the eye through my eyes into my soul.
Is that what you think I'm
Like
doing?
when you do it like that, it's
No, come
like you're trying to see
on.
my soul go.
No, I
Mm-hmm.
think I actually find that people avoid eye contact with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe because of my work, it's something that I do because, like, with camera, when you're creating a character, eye contact is such a powerful and important thing.
Sure.
So now I think I just do it normally. And for people, it's just like, chill out, dude. Like, why are you, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
So
relax. But for me, it feels like honesty.
yeah,
It
because the
feels like
eyes don't
honesty.
lie though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, if you dilly dally
Yeah.
with your eyes, like yo,
Yeah.
what does he say?
Yeah.
And the way you look at me, it's like you're just zing zing
Oh, come
zing
on.
zing.
That is
I don't know if you can see it, but she does it. Uh, Let me actually keep it with the eye contact level. So you say it's something that you do based on your work as an actor, right? Why is it important for you to look at the your let's talk about your fellow actors. Why is it so important for you to capture what's happening in their eye? Are you trying to see if they're prepared or not? Or
No, it's not a test. It's to connect,
mm-hmm.
and it's obviously more it works more when the other person is invested in their character and they're actually in character, because if I'm fully in character and you're fully in character and our eyes connect, there's a dance that happens. There's another language being spoken between our eyes. Forget every other part of our instrument. But our eyes are such a powerful and sincere way to communicate.
Sure.
And as much as they don't lie, they can carry an entire message
Yeah.
just on their own. And I've been told for years that my eyes are very powerful communicators. So obviously I'm going to use that. You
Sure.
know, like if
Sure.
you tell me I got it, you know, in
I'm gonna flout
in
you.
a certain way, like you know. So that's why I know that it's important, and you know, it can help in other areas where I lack. I mean, I'm not perfect in all the ways of being a communicator and a messenger. So in the ways that I have a strength, a higher ability, of course I'm going to use it. Yeah. And I find eye contact such a it's such a beautiful way to create privacy also between you and
Sure.
the other actor, because there's so many things going on. I mean, even now I'm speaking to you and it's private, but there's
Yes.
two people just like 2 meters
Yes.
away. Do you understand what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Like, yeah, to create privacy and intimacy, and not intimacy in the romantic sense, just between two human beings, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. But like I'm gonna be paraphrasing. In order for you to see someone's soul, you got to go through their eyes.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got internet. Let me actually just try and Google the correct phrase.
Yeah. Is it a
Seeing
quote?
you through your eyes. No, because I feel like, and I feel like okay. So growing up, my dad used to like drill this down my throat. Like, yo, man, when I talk to you, you need to look at me in the eye.
What were you doing
No,
instead?
in general, like I was a naughty child. So
Yeah.
oftentimes when you are caught doing
Yeah.
something naughty, what do? You you feel shame and disgrace and you look down. He's like, but
Mm.
I'm talking to you. Look at me in the eye. And he's like, not just when I reprimand you, even when you're talking to me.
Yeah.
So it's always been my thing. And like I
Mm.
look at people in the eyes, and I work with a lot of kids, right? In the the cricketing space, the grassroots space. And I sometimes notice a child's confidence can also speak to how they look at you directly
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
eye, you know? So us having starting that chat on that tip, it's crazy. So see you through my eyes. That's not what I'm looking at. What's up, beautiful people of the internet? My name is Smash Afrika, host of Leave It Better with Friends. La itse a ke re ke tshwere style, ke tshwere content. We've been on a production break, but now we are back and we cannot wait to showcase what we've been cooking. We're ready to serve. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. And make sure you check out dreamstream.co.za. They've got ad-free content, exclusive content, and by paying just a small fee per month, or shebella everything, no interruptions. Go to dreamstream.co.za. Rasta. So as I'm Googling here, like I found it finally. What does the eye see into the soul mean, right? So this is just like a rough search. I'm not trying to go into who wrote it and whatnot. And it speaks to, in many traditions, the eye represents the window of the soul. That was the phrase I was looking for, right? And it goes on to read, this means that it immediately reflects our emotions, our fears, and our deepest emotive shades. And as a performer, as an actor, you want to tap into those different emotive shades.
And it takes courage. A lot of actors don't look you in the eye.
I know.
A lot.
I
And I
know.
mean during performance, I don't mean like,
Yeah, I know.
just having a chat. A lot of actors don't.
Yeah.
And when you do, some of them will say, hey, please.
Relax.
Yeah, just.
You're like, why are you trying to get in my hair?
Yeah, like, something's happening to me. It's intimidating if you're not prepared for the moment of truth
Nah.
between two characters. Yeah, if you've got something to hide, it's difficult to look into someone's eyes and stay there and see how it changes and see how you respond as well. It's hard, yeah.
Yeah. Man, with over the years, being an actor and now you are dabbling into the directing space, you kind of like, I don't want to assume, I kind of sense that South Africa has known you over the years. Like,
it's been a while, dude.
Yeah. Like South Africa is kind of like, and I'm just talking about people who consume TV, like who are about the entertainment, right? They've seen you grow up. Do you kind of feel like that's the only piece of you they have the right to? Your work.
Yes.
And seeing you grow. And what's your sentiment on South Africans wanting to know what's happening in your personal life because they've seen you grow up?
I think everyone has the right, public figure or not, to be able to navigate their lives outside of work, relationship, family dynamics, family changes, relationship changes, personal developments and changes, medical history, medical issues, all of that stuff with a certain privacy. I think we all have that right. And just because I'm in entertainment and I lend my body and my voice and my likeness to characters for your consumption, the characters are for your consumption, not me the actor. No, not at all. So I find it very difficult to understand like what's right and what's wrong in that regard. But I find myself becoming more and more private as I get older. Like I never used to care, to be honest. Like I didn't really care. Like even posting, I'd just be like posting. And sometimes my mom would be like, take that down. And I'd be like, why? And she'd be like, no, because, and like the older I get, like I get her.
Yes.
I understand. Now I'm like, my mom was right. I don't want people. But when I was younger, I was like, who cares? But now the older I get, I'm like, yeah, stay out of my business. I don't.
So the reason why I'm asking that question is, it's like the more people don't know about your personal life, the more people are interested in your personal life.
I know. And my thing is, right, not everyone is private because they're protecting something. It gets this thing where it's like they don't want to talk about it because there's something there. There's no scoop, guys. There's no scoop, guys. In my relationship, truth, in my personal truth, in my family, how na scoop, guys? There's no scoop. There's
nothing to read about.
Yeah, I just like to be private. Like it's a normal relationship. It's a normal family. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. But the point is there's no scoop. So just like don't snoop where there's nothing to be found, because ain't nobody gonna tell you, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, like focus on what I am putting out.
Sure.
Support that. Focus on that. Yeah. Ask me questions about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you go on the internet and you type out Nunu Khumalo, the the first three things that come out is Nunu Khumalo boyfriend, Nunu Khumalo's movies, Nunu Khumalo's age, and I'll add number 4 and 5, net worth and biography.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start there. Like, let's go biography.
Okay.
would you
Yeah.
would you ever consider writing a biography, and where would the story begin for you if you were to actually write?
100%.
Yeah.
I love that question as well. Thank you. I will actually. I think it's so necessary. I spent a lot of my early 20s, late teens watching and reading biographies, and they helped me so much, dude. Like, if you only knew what Oprah went through before she became successful, if you only knew how some people's childhoods played out before they were in the limelight, or they achieved the things that they achieved. Like, when you see someone, you don't know how they got there. You don't know the pieces that made the puzzle. And biographies and people, being vulnerable and sharing painful history, regarding their family, regarding themselves and their upbringing. It lets other people know that they're not alone. And I mean, especially if it's in a book, like, it's such an intimate way to learn and to experience comfort with a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
So I find it, I think it's my responsibility to do that one day. And your question's very interesting because it's coming at a time where I like, I think with myself, like I have like self-government with myself.
Yes,
And
girl.
like we sit in the boardroom and I interrogate myself. Yeah, I interrogate myself and I ask like, okay, so how can you get better at this? And okay, this happened and you didn't handle that well. And you're not very proud of how you dealt with that. And okay, so next time, how are we going to approach it? And like, I'll sit and interrogate myself. And one of the questions I'll always ask myself is, how can I be a better storyteller, a better performer? And I had a thought, or a thought was planted in my mind that said that, like, you're very good at telling other people's stories.
Mm-hmm.
You're so good at like stepping into someone else's shoes and finding out what makes them tick and putting that on camera and selling it
Yeah.
and it doing well. It's time for another level of honesty,
Sure.
because the ministry that's been given to you isn't just about other people's lives being told through you. It's about your own life ministering to people.
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain point, you need to have the courage to tell the truth about yourself and realize, the same way you recognize that there's no shame in any of your characters that you play. There's no shame,
In real
guys.
life.
There's
Mhm.
no shame
Yeah.
in real life,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, now I'm not speaking about murderers and like criminals and like people who abuse people's human rights, but I'm talking about someone trying to go about life and figure out the ins and outs and relationships and work and how can I achieve what I want to achieve. Like those like, I'm talking about a much sober scenario. There's no shame, guys. It's not your fault. Whatever happens is not your fault most of the time.
May I interject there?
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't
of
mind?
course.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong. So you are speaking to, while we are walking on this journey, you might trip and you might fumble.
You will.
There is no shame
There's
in
no
tripping
shame.
and fumbling
There's no
or
shame.
falling, because at the end of the day, that's what a journey ought to be. It must come with
That's
mistakes.
what everyone is living. It's just that they're not talking about it, right?
Right.
So now, if 5 of you are like in a friendship group and none of you speak about your mistakes and none of you are honest about each other and none of you reprimand one another, you're going to have the impression that these people don't make mistakes. These people don't struggle with anything. Their lives are just success and happiness and, financial abundance and, it's just a record of no wrongs. And there's nothing further than from the truth. Further from the truth?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a moment with myself and the thought was that if you want to unlock the next level of storytelling, the next level of this ministry, it's having no shame to tell your own story.
Mm.
And whether you do it through a book, through a documentary, it's fine. That doesn't matter, you know. But you need to come to a place where
Dreamstream, a place to create yourself. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Dreamstream, a place to create yourself.
your own story is something that you don't struggle with and are not traumatized with. And because at the end of the day, as much as you are reading Oprah's biography, and Oprah was all kinds of things happened. I mean, she was abused, she was raped. I can go into the things that happened to her, but the point is that that's a story.
Yeah.
Your life is also a story.
Yeah.
To the next person, your whole life is a story.
Yeah.
It's as good as that, and it's as bad as that. And it can either motivate a person, they can get comforted by the things that you reveal and the things that you've overcome. And they can also learn from your mistakes without doing them.
Yeah.
Depending on how honest you're willing to be.
Yeah.
So that was important for me. Like when I came across that, I was really like, wow. Thank you for that revelation. Thank you for that, because yes, it's about the characters that I play, but it's also about my life.
That's insane, man.
And my life is a ministry on its own. It's not just the characters, it's my life as well.
That's insane. And the reason why I'm saying it's insane is it also touches on acceptance.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
And as a woman actor, you guys go through the hardest when it comes to being judged, how you are perceived, what you're expected to. Whereas your male counterparts, they can get away with like so much more. And I'm just talking about from an image point of view. Yeah. Don't get any ideas, all right? But like, example, Smash character, this is me right now as a personality, and then the role comes through and they say this guy's got rasta hair, it looks like this, but I can just rock up and just put it on. Yeah. Whereas Nunu, on the other hand, you need to factor in, does she have straight hair? Is it a weave? Is it a wig? Is it a bald situation? Must they dress up a certain way, right? How has your journey of accepting who you are in your profession been so far? Because I'm not speaking about characters that you play, because characters that you play, that's, you get the character's biography, you resonate with it, you go on audition, you kill the performance. But after that, you wash off the makeup, you still need to be you. Yeah. You still need to accept yourself with your flaws and all. Yeah. Because no one will ever be perfect, right? We can only be good enough. So how has your journey been as a thespian regarding accepting your being, your body, your soul, your mind, and everything that is you?
I think this question, it's funny that you're asking, actually, because I've been wrestling with this recently, and I've so far, just acting, I've played 32 roles in the last 12 years, something like that. 32 roles, yeah. And a lot of my characters were the innocent girl fighting for the right thing to be done, And then I got into productions where they were asking me to play the opposite. So I've been the bad girl as well, more than once. And the beautiful thing that bad girls teach you is that, when you're playing an innocent woman, you play it, and the baggage after the fact is not that heavy. Because it's like we knew what the right thing was to do, and God loves the truth, and, love is light and light is love. Listen, all of that marshmallow candy floss stuff, and it's great. I'm not looking down on good behavior or anything like that.
But
But
that's not life.
playing bad girls
Mm.
has confronted me on a personal level more than I ever expected, because and when I say bad girls, I could tell when I would speak to people that they don't understand what I'm saying. What I understand by bad girl and what you understand by bad girl are not the same thing, because I've been living it now in these characters. When I say bad girl, it's a compliment when I say bad girl, when I'm saying that. You see it as no, it's not an insult. I'm complimenting when I say, yeah, she's a bad girl. That's a bad girl. Playing bad girls has confronted me on a personal level so much more than any of these other characters, because when you get to the core of a person and the reasons why, and where they went right, where you would have gone left, you realize that we're not that different.
Yep.
We're really not that different. And that can either scare you to death, or you can really sit with yourself and sit and think about all the women that you know, all the women that you think you know, you don't know, all the choices that you've made, and the the different routes you could have taken in life. And it's humbling. It's really humbling. So I learn more from playing bad girls because they confront me about what's real. Not that feel good stuff about, yeah, and goody two shoes and people thinking you're great and you're lovely and no.
They all have a place,
Bad,
but life is not that. Life
yeah,
is a
yeah.
duality.
Bad girls will sit you down and ask you the questions you've been avoiding your whole life. And I'm not gonna lie, that you're like not here to cry. That thing tore me up, bruh.
Sure.
That thing tore me up, bruh. Cause I was like, I'm just trying to play a character here. And my mind was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
It's not just a character. This is the life of a woman.
Yeah.
This is your life.
And that woman lived that life because it's not a fiction. It's not made up.
Yeah.
We always say South Africa ki film.
What?
But it's real life.
Listen, man, if you turn on your Twitter, if you go on TikTok and you watch some of the things, like, we're hilarious though. That's one thing I'll give South Africans. Like, the sense of humor is just, I really love it. I really love it. But we gotta guys, we need order. We need some order.
I'm gonna pick up exactly where you are. So I'm assuming that you're talking about Red Ink, right? And what it required you to do and how far you were required to go. Yet, dude, I think you at the time you were shooting and I interacted with you, but you were still you. Like, you were not the character, right? And I'm talking about from a personal interaction.
When we met.
No. Recently, at the beginning of the year, when we shot the thing that did not come.
Wrapped. Yeah.
Oh, you had wrapped at that time? Okay, good. So how long does it take you to wash away that character? And what I mean by washing away...
4 months.
Yeah, because it's many things, right? It's not just the mannerisms in terms of how they walk and talk, but it's also the thinking behind the character, which I would imagine to be the hardest part. Do they give you resources to go and wash away the character? Or is it all on you? You figure it out?
Usually it's all on you. But when I was shooting Red Ink, Bomb Productions offered me therapy. Not after we were done, while we were shooting. One of my directors came to me and he was like, dude, like, we can see that it's getting lit. Do you need support? Can we offer something? And there was no time. There was no time, dude. I was shooting like 15 scenes a day, like 6 days a week. Like, where? Because this is the thing about getting out of character while you're still shooting. Okay, I'm gonna get out, and then tomorrow morning at 7, I have to get back in.
It, yeah.
So what's the point?
You know, like one of
Let's just finish, and we'll see the state of the person. The person that's left after that. And I don't even think that's healthy. Like, I'm still working on how can I tell a story in a healthy way and come out whole, because it's quite messy. It's honestly quite messy. Red Ink, I was helped by the fact that my character was, you know, she's crazy, but she's crazy for a purpose that can be rationalized.
Yeah. I wanted to say she's crazy for the right reasons, or she's crazy for a good cause.
Yeah. I don't know if dealing with serial killers is ever a good cause.
Hey man, hey.
I mean, I don't want us to
start. I don't want us to start a conversation about the character and the role and my views on it, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I don't want to do that, because that I can go on and on and on, and it's not about us having this conversation.
Yeah.
Because like you mentioned, over the 12 years, you've played, over 32 characters, and there's so much for us to touch on, right? Yet in the same breath, I must still appreciate I invited you as my friend who hopes to leave it better than they found it in the space that they're in.
Yeah, but in order to leave it better, you have to reveal why it's not in that state yet.
Okay.
When you clean a wound, you take off the plaster, you inspect the wound.
Fair.
If you need to add any other kind of, remedy, Dettol, whatever you need to put it, you have to inspect the wound first before you cover it again.
Sure.
You have to investigate what's wrong.
Sure.
In order to heal it.
Sure. How long did it take you to be aware of that, though? That these wounds actually, they need to, you need to clean them in order for them to heal.
Yeah.
And it can be very uncomfortable, right?
I would say to you that I've always known it, but I didn't accept how vital it is to move forward or to upgrade myself and my life and my craft. You know that thing that you should exercise so you can have a healthy body, so you can live long, so you can spend more time with your daughter, so you can see your grandkids. You know you need to work out, and you know why. Mm-hmm. But do you?
Nope.
Do you understand?
Yep.
Do you get up every day and go to the gym? No. Because of XYZ. So we know the truth. We know the things we need to do, guys. We know better. But XYZ, Z gets in the way, and things get blurry, and you gotta like zero in on certain things when you really want to deal with them. Yeah. And bad girls, they will confront you. Bad girls will sit you down and say, oh, you thought you were better.
Yeah.
And now after playing that character, after playing these scenes today, they go home with you. When you took off the makeup, you took off the promiscuous clothing, you left it there on the set. You were like, oh, wow, I'm so tired, I'm done. And she will wake you up at midnight and say, oh, you thought you were better. So how did it feel when this happened?
How much grace do you have for yourself when you're going through that? Or is it just one of those things like, I'll get through it when I'm done shooting this thing?
Yeah. And it wasn't finishing, dude. And when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about Red Ink, by the way. It's something that I shot after Red Ink, that I'm still recovering from, which is why I'm like so fragile. But it's hard, man. Honestly speaking, you don't know what to do. You just trust God and say, God, you put me here. This is the character I'm playing. She represents a child of God.
Yeah.
This is your child.
Yeah.
And you're using me as a vessel to tell their story, to minister to them. So you need to help me navigate this fog that I'm now in. And I mean, you always know it's gonna get crazy.
And
I always know it's gonna get crazy, but when you're inside,
that's what I'm saying. I was gonna say, sometimes when you're in the fog and the wipers are not working, or the headlights are not doing what the headlights, like you are in the dark now.
What? When a character starts asking you questions about things that you had buried.
That's what I'm saying.
Yay! Uti, when you were 8, don't you remember that Uncle's Banban came and you're like, yeah? Now, Uncle's Banban never did anything, guys. I'm making up a scenario. But what I'm saying is these characters, they come to interrogate you as well. It's not just on behalf of someone else. No, it's even you. Don't remove yourself.
Damn. So let's...
Excuse.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. So let's talk about the kind of support that would be ideal for an actor, whether they're playing good girl, good boy, bad girl. Ideally, this is an ideal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you said you were offered support with the other production company when you were shooting Red Ink. But like, what would be the ideal support that the game could start zeroing in and making sure that actors get this?
You mean professionally?
Professional support when they're playing these roles that require so much. I mean, 4 months to get out of character, that's a long time, girl.
No, it is a long time.
Yes, a long time.
And imagine if I had kids and a husband, and like, imagine. I always speak to like actresses that are older than me that have like kids and husbands, and I'm like, guys, I don't know how you do it. And they're like, hey, we also don't know, but we're here. And I'm like, this is crazy. Guys, this is insane.
So there's no leaving it better. That it's a gift and a curse of the industry.
They need to. The industry needs so much change, guys. The industry needs so much change because right now a lot of actors are not even earning enough to recover from the role that they just played. A lot of actors, as soon as they finish playing this role, the money is going to finish now, so they need to go get another. You don't even have time to recover. I forced that thing for myself. I prayed to, I said, Lord, how? I can't be shooting. Basically, I'm putting out 2 feature films every 2 months for this compensation. And I was like, God, I need another design because the one that we've been given is killing me. I was so depressed, dude. I was so burnt out, dude. I was so used up, dude. And I was like, everyone's just going with it because this is how it goes. But I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I don't even know if the work is ministering to people anymore. Because you're just putting out scenes and putting out scenes and putting out scenes and showing up and giving your soul and leaving your heart on the set and going back home empty. And I was like, I said, God, no. We need to change the design here because this is not working for me. I am overused. Like I am tired in my soul. In my soul. Actors need support, dude. Like they need therapists on set, guys. They need like people who can like help you mentally when the day is done. Like, and I'm not even talking about an extensive thing. You just need someone on set that is a safe space for performers. They have intimacy coaches now. You can't just have that for sexual content. Guys, there's other things. Like if I'm playing a serial killer and I've just killed three people, 3 scenes, I was murdering 3 people. And I just take off my wardrobe, wipe off my makeup, and I go home. What if I'm not okay? What if I'm not okay? Or some things, they won't even appear that traumatic. But the thing is, you don't know people's trauma, people's personal trauma.
For instance, if you had to play like an addict and you were actually a recovering addict, And this is not information that we just
You're not gonna
offer.
put that on your
like,
CV.
Guys, I'm a recovering addict.
You're not gonna say, what you're gonna say is, I can play this character, because you can, but you're not. Yeah, exactly. This work is dangerous. And for people who still haven't been able to establish the line where that is the character and this is me, and I'm able to cross over seamlessly without bringing things over. The fact of the matter is, the longer you're an artist, you realize sometimes your personal life spills into your work.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes your work spills into your personal life.
Mm-hmm.
These things happen. It's not like a scandalous person. No, this is the life of an artist.
And we're not even talking about if you actually had to put it into context, you have water that's pure, like there's nothing, and then you have blood, and then you have oil. What do you think is going to happen when all of those things are going to mix with that pure water? Do you think we'll be able to filter things out and it'll be perfect? Chances are not.
No.
It's not going to be perfect.
Yeah. So you need the resources provided in the industry. It should be a normal thing.
Yeah.
With your grace from your God.
And from yourself.
And the other tools that you've established personally with yourself, your personal practice, in order to allow you to go from character to character, and in between go home and love your family in a dignified manner. I know actors, some are not with us anymore. I know performers that lost their minds, like they lost sense of reality. And part of the reason was because, yes, they were working, but because they weren't being paid enough to do this in a healthy manner, they had to go from job A to job B to job C to job D without recovering. Yes, without recovering. And on the outside, it looks like, wow. Yeah. Meantime, you don't know, like, this person is being cut down piece by piece. They're being cut down piece by piece. And it's not going to reflect in your work because your work looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see it in that person's personal life. But nobody knows your personal life because we're watching the TV show.
Dreamstream, a place to create yourself. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Dreamstream, a place to create yourself.
We're watching for when you post that there's my next role, there's my next, here's an award, I've been nominated. That's what people are waiting to see and find out about. No one's actually going to the actor and saying, dude, you just played 5 characters in 4 months. Are we good?
Sharp.
How you feeling?
One of the things that Unambita said, I was shooting Mpini with her. And I asked her, it's like, yo, Nambita, the role that you're playing is going through a lot, mate. How do you
mate?
Yeah, because... and that time,
thank you for asking her.
I'm just there for cameo, right?
Yeah.
I'm there for vibes, bro. I'm there for vibes. I'm not there long time.
Yeah.
And this character's going through a lot. And then there are other things that happen in your life and that affect your well-being. It's like, how do you wash off this character at the end? It's like, yo, bruh, I gotta tell you the truth. I go to my day ones. That's the first thing. So the people that I know, like, I did not befriend these people from the industry. I'm gonna hang out with them. But very important, when I leave set, I need to have washed off this Ndoni character, whether it's like in the physical feeling and no makeup whatsoever. And if I need some time out, I will get some time out. But in truth is, in the morning, I need to come and play this character again. So I need to put it on, you know? And she's like, Smash, go and hang out with the people that you've known forever. If you have hobbies, go and do the things that you like doing.
Yeah.
And if the character has their hair tied up, try and have your hair
Exactly.
not tied up.
Do the
Small
opposite.
things like that. And it made such a difference. Because at some point I was starting to feel like that guy.
Mhm.
Even though I was just there for a few days, you
And
know?
imagine. Yeah. It's wild, dude. It's wild.
Yo, man. Okay, cool. Are we gonna get it better? Are we gonna find our industry recognizing this? Because you've seen lately we've been losing a lot of talented people. In fact, you could even say we are losing more people who'd add more value in terms of how the game ought to be.
Yeah.
So they are no longer
It's
there.
true.
So their voices are no longer there.
It's
So
true.
it's like, we'll forget about you guys, you know? So do you
Yeah.
think it will ever get better? Or is it just like lack of will?
I can't speak about what the future holds, but I do know that that is a part of our responsibility to leave a better industry. Imagine I have a daughter and she wants to become an actress. I would weep.
Ish, bro.
I know God will protect her if she recognizes him as her savior. I know that.
Sure.
But what if she doesn't? And what if we haven't left a better industry? Smash, I would weep. I think about these things. And it's not just about having a hit show, winning awards. Yeah, that's there, but that's not all it is. The thing is that we dream in highlights. We don't dream in full pictures. And the full picture carries a lot of weight. There's responsibility there.
Yeah.
So if you're winning awards, if you if you're blessed enough to be on very successful shows, if you're constantly working, there's a responsibility tied to that. There's a responsibility tied to the environment that you work in and how you affect it for the better when you're gone. I was speaking to a colleague of mine. I've never actually worked with this actress, but we met the other day, and I said to her, because she was like venting about set conditions and all of these kinds of things, and I was saying to her, like, because she was saying people are not that serious, and I was saying to her, like, I don't struggle with this because I just, like, by the time I get on set, like, if you come to me at work, like, you know what I'm about, you know why I'm here, you're not going to be confused. So you just can't come to me with nonsense. Like, I know why I'm here. Like, I've been praying half my life to be here. Like, we're not going to get on set and joke. I'm sorry, guys. Like, it's just not going to happen. I'm like, this is too important to me. And I'm like, dude, be the thing that you want to see there.
Yeah.
When not just be it.
Yeah.
And how people react to that, that's not your baby.
It's not. It can't be your baby.
That's not your problem. So I know, like, women struggle with this because, we have to be palatable and we have to be polite. And, instead of confronting situations, we have to massage them and say things nicely and with grace. And, your voice must be soft and people must never be offended. Listen here. I have one life. And who knows how many opportunities I have. So if I don't practice my ambition here, if I don't implement my ambition here at work, I'm going to be bossy at home with my partner. I'm going to try and be God in my family, where that's where God should be God. If we're at work, guys, let's put our ambition to work. If we're at work.
And if we
it's
do it,
our responsibility.
And if we do it like that, it comes out so amazing. Like,
be excellent at work.
Yeah,
chill at home.
Yeah, I always say, every time I'm on set, right, be the easiest person to work with and be prepared.
Not too easy.
No, when I say easy to work with, right, I mean, yo, we want to switch up and do XYZ
Yeah.
a little bit to give it
Adapt.
more.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Or like, how about you just take it down a little bit because now Ngati, you are on stage, but we can hear you.
Oh,
You know what I
hear-
mean?
oh, I
Like,
hear you.
you know
I
what I
hear
mean? And I'm
you.
talking about like doing underwhelming or overwhelming. Just coming, being
Yeah.
able to just meet the right.
Yeah.
And oftentimes you would get this with people you've never worked with. But now your reputation will always precede you. So difference says, he will arrive on time. He will arrive prepared. He will hear what the vision is and he'll execute it. And if he's got an extra thing that he wants to hui in there, he'll hui it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what being easy to work with, not being a pushover.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
you gotta stand your ground. Like I say, I like
What?
you have to be you. One of the things that I have discovered of being a dad, right? I used to be such a pushover, bro.
Really?
I like, and
Really?
I realize this, like, if I'm a if I'm a pushover at work, right? I'm probably going to project how work makes me feel at home. And that's actually where I need to be able or malleable enough to be pushed over by my daughter because she's
Yes.
growing and she's
Yeah.
learning
You
how
need
it
to be
is.
soft
Do
at
you know
home,
you know what I mean? So it was more like me reflecting on my past and whether it's contract negotiations and how I interact, and also remembering to be stern with my daughter. Certain
Yeah.
things you don't do, and there's a reason why you don't do them. And I guess you are instilling a good foundation when it comes to principles and values, because that's what being a pushover means. It means you don't have principles,
Yeah.
you don't have values, and you don't know where you stand.
Yeah.
And that's just like my piece in terms of how I'm relating my profession to being a dad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Now let's just talk about the most important thing, right? Faith. And I'm saying it's the most important thing because we can't touch it. It's something we
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. But it's the realest.
It is the realest
Like your
thing,
beliefs
right?
are more present than this
The
beautiful
actual
ornament.
yes.
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 What you believe
How
becomes real.
how has your faith played a part in you getting those roles that push you? And when you reflect back, it's like, yo, man, I'm grateful for X, Y, Z because of faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is church. It's a church question.
Yeah. So the one thing that I'm most grateful for from the parents that raised me is the knowledge of Christ and taking me to church in order for me to even know who this savior is, in what he does and what his promises are. And a lot of it growing up was like procedural. Like, this is what we do. My family goes to church, we read the Bible. My mom loves worship music. It was just like what we did until life got real. And I needed a savior. Jesus was a cool guy. But then when I really needed saving, yay! When I really needed saving, I was like, I got to a point where I was like, okay, God, you know better than me what's going on. You can see. I was like, God, you need to God now. I was like, God must God now. Now. And I learned him. I'm grateful that I got to know him and built intimacy with God at an age where I had a certain maturity, level of understanding, discernment, had enough experience to be able to apply what I was reading and learning to actual situations that have happened and are happening. And it is my relationship with God, my trust and my belief in God is the greatest thing in my life. I literally say to people, listen, anything can happen to me. But like, if I lose everything, I have God and I'm fine. And I can get all of that stuff back times 2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so confident about that. I'm so assured that he's got me. I'm so assured that and I know how lucky I am to even be in a position to believe this. Because some people have so much intellectualism and other teachings that they like. You can have conversations with them and say like, my Lord and my Savior, and this is what I believe, and da 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 and da da, and they'll always have a yeah but and a yeah but and a yeah but. Unfortunately, I was actually on the phone with I'll call him a colleague the other day, and this gentleman, he actually had the audacity to say to me, Hore, like Jesus never physically existed. I didn't even let him continue. I was just like, stop it right there, sir, respectfully. Stop it right there. I do not enter your beliefs. Don't you dare enter mine.
That's right.
We work together.
That's
but
right.
Don't you ever think that you have the position, the role, the desire,
or the right
to do that.
Or the right.
You do not keep that desire within you. There's a lot of things that I will be understanding of, but insulting or belittling someone's beliefs, I know how important that is to someone, to myself. So I would never do that to another person. And when he did that, I'm glad I told him, stop there.
Yeah.
And if it jeopardizes whatever we're trying to do,
hey,
it's good. It's okay.
All I gotta say
it's
to
okay.
all I gotta say to that is like the devil's got tricks. The devil don't have strength.
Yeah.
The devil can't move mountains.
Yeah.
I
mean,
the devil
like,
will give you an illusion that he's moving mountains.
Yeah, and I think this guy, because he's like intellectual, whatever, book smart, I think for him it was just like for him to flex a little bit, whatever he was flexing, I don't know. But the thing is, he doesn't understand how much my faith like holds me up every day. Like if he actually knew what he was doing, he wouldn't have done that. Yeah. I don't think, because I don't think he wanted to break me down or make me feel bad. I don't think that's the actual intent. Yeah. I think it's just like he's just like silly. Like you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I gotta let you go because we've been talking for a young minute, and I feel like we also have to touch on, like, I am obsessed with the next generation. I'm obsessed with like what the future will look like if we did our part by leaving it better. What do you have to say to a young person or an older person who has a dream but never pursued it? Or what would you say to someone who's like, I've got a dream? Yeah. Encourage them to pursue their dream. What would you say to them?
And they're young or they're old?
It doesn't matter, because you know what like we've come to realize nowadays, right? Yeah. We are inspiring young people, or at least we think we are speaking to young people, and then you are speaking to a 40-year-old and you meet them somewhere at a function in an elevator. It's like, yo, 10 years I've been doing this because of what you said 10 years ago, and I'm a different person. So what would you like to say to a dreamer out there about pursuing their dreams?
I think ageless advice is necessary, or like words of encouragement. And I guess I can only answer this by thinking of what would inspire me. There's certain areas of my life where I can see an investment of 10, 15 years and things happen and I realize, whoa, you've been investing in a place where it bears no fruit. And you have to get on with it. And the thing is that I don't believe anything is a waste. I don't think your investment can be wasted. You're just not going to get the result that you perhaps wanted and expected from that thing. But always give of yourself. Always try again. Because you don't know. Had you known that it was going to fail or not work out the way that you wanted it to work out, you wouldn't have put that investment in. But while you were investing, you were learning, you were growing, you were making connections, you were realizing what is the wrong thing to do. You were being built in so many ways that even though the result you wanted didn't come to pass, there's other fruits that you got. And if you don't acknowledge those, then it's a shame. And you're really not living fully, and you don't have your eyes open and aware of what's happening in your life and the beauty of life. And it's not just about winning, guys. It's not just about money, guys. It's not just about reputation. It's about who you're becoming. And who you're becoming is the truth of who you are when you sit with yourself and have self-government. That is who you're becoming and who you are. Who you are when you're by yourself, that is who you really are. Not the thing you put on when Sbanban comes by or you're with your friends or your family or whatever. You know who you are and you know what you want to become. So be genuine. Be genuine. Keep investing. If it fails, invest somewhere else. But keep investing. It doesn't matter how old you are. And this is about work. This is about relationships and marriage and family. And family, I know a lot of heartbreaking things happen, but maybe your tribe is not by blood. Maybe your people are not, they don't share the last name that you have, and that's okay. But God has a million ways to bless you. But you have to be available for him to bless you. You have to be willing. You have to wake up and get out there. Otherwise, how can he bless you? He's not gonna bring a husband into your house on the couch. You must go out there. Put on
Also, we
lipstick
don't want
and-
husbands who stay on the couch, man.
You must get out there,
Yeah,
like
the husband
for
needs
whatever
to get,
it is.
and I'm not like speaking to patriarchy. I'm just saying, everybody hands on deck. We all got to do something. Unless if you're in
Thank
the
you for
business of
that.
making money from the couch, because you can make money by just sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. Projects that you're dropping in the coming months, because you're always working. If you're not traveling the world,
Yeah.
going to award shows or presenting awards, or what can we look forward to in the near future?
So I am actually preparing to direct my first feature film,
King, 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 king.
which is so scary, but it's about time.
Yes.
So I'm very excited about that. I have 3 projects coming out soon. The last one I finished shooting in July. Yeah, end of July. So very excited about those as well. Still recovering as well. Yeah, I think it's obvious that like they're all bad girls. But
Bad girl.
yeah.
Wait, is a bad girl a baddie?
Yeah.
Okay. So shout out to all the
But
baddies.
not just but major shout out to all the baddies, because if I had known the truth, man, we would have been hanging out a long time ago. Yeah, it takes a lot to be a baddie. No, salute. Hey. Hey, me, I can only act that thing. I can't do that thing in real life. Because yay. Because yay. No, it's hectic. It's a different kind of hard work. Yeah, so directing, performing, and I'd like to produce more documentaries. I actually I met the field producer of the docu that won the Oscar this year.
For real.
Yeah, I met her like a month ago. Like she just walked into the restaurant I was in, and my mind was blown, dude. Because I went to this festival just expecting, like, I wanted to meet the people responsible for this project. But at a festival, you don't know who's who. Because when someone is the director, producer, their face is not seen.
Yeah.
They're not public figures,
Yeah.
So I was like, God, that's the one thing I would like to happen. Because I've been to Amsterdam so many times. So I was like, it's the same place, the same festival again.
Same
Why?
weather.
Yeah,
Same
like,
food.
why? And then God really showed me why. So I was like, damn. And she sobered me in so many ways. Inspired me, yes, but also sobered me because she's 24.
What? You lie.
Yes. Oscar-winning field producer. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So age is nothing but a number.
Age is nothing but a number.
Wait,
if
are
she
you
was
are you
84,
are you
I would
talking
still
about
be
this,
as
this
amazed.
girl that you tagged on your IG?
Yeah.
You lie.
Vasilisa.
That's some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I had to go on IG to verify that's the right person, because I read the caption,
Yeah.
and when you say, "Hey, bumped into her," I was like, "What?" It's crazy. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, I wish you that and more. Most importantly, it sounds to me like you have your vision on lock.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like you've also prayed about it. It also sounds to me like you are down to learn and grow. Learn and grow. You don't come across as like, yeah, I've arrived, I've done X, Y, and Z. Yeah, let me show you again, I can do it. You know
what
I
the
mean?
thing is? It's not enough to want something. If you have genuine goals, you have to be sincere with yourself and honest enough with yourself to say, I want to be there, but I'm not built for it yet. And then you have to seek out the lessons and the education and the information that is in between where you are now and where you want to be, and start filling in the gaps yourself. God can put you in a room with people that inspire you, and you guys can have conversations. But there's real things that you need to learn. There's actual attributes that you need to build into your character in order for you to be able to house those gifts that you want. It's not enough to just want something, guys. And even your reason for wanting it needs to undergo an evolution, because wanting is not the state of receiving.
Amen. Damn.
What's happening?
I'm going to close with this passage. I hope it's still online, because sometimes artists post things and then they delete them.
Who posted it?
And it's no longer online. Oh man, she removed it. Zoe Mudicha, and hopefully
I love her music.
And hopefully she can come on this podcast and speak more on that. But it's if I had to paraphrase it, it spoke to, we have this thing of wanting things, right? And they want us too.
Mm-hmm.
But what's holding us back is what we know.
Mm-hmm.
And because what we know is coming to an end, it's like some sort of a death is holding on to us. And instead of us letting go, we just keep on carrying this baggage, which denies us access into the things that we do want. So wanting is never ever enough. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Yeah. And are you also going to let go and mourn the former things?
Are you prepared to die in some ways in order to be birthed and be made anew in these higher ways? Are you prepared? And the thing is, if you have success, it's even harder.
That's it.
If you've been successful already,
and
it's even harder.
It.
Because you're like, I'm all that, and people agree. Like, people agree that I'm all that. And you sit with yourself and you realize there's more. I'm still at the beginning. And that's beautiful as well.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for subscribing. To my amazing guest, Nqobile Nunu, KH. May she keep on shining bright. And hopefully I find the right platform to always have her come in and comment, even with some of the guests that I will have on the show. I'm just throwing it out there. I didn't tell her about this before this thing started. That's why I'm not even looking at her in the eye.
Be like,
as we are watching this right now.
And off screen. Yeah, I could.
No, you're too fly to be off screen, dog. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Oh, my confidence just.
She too fly to be off screen. Rasta.
Thank you.
Check you on the other side. Let me let go of this ponytail now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Dango. Now cut. Thank you. Oh man.
Oh, that was lovely.
It's always beautiful.
We need a catch up, dude. Without cameras, without like man. Like,
you are so right.
Ah.
We got it.